Hello everyone, a very warm day to you. I hope your day has been going great. I remain your humble host, Becky Usoro. It's that time of the show, Citizens Dialogue on First Next News Portal, where we discuss trending and interesting political topics. Joining me on set to have this conversation is King Sojalo. Sit back, relax, and enjoy all we have for you on this beautiful segment. It's a pleasure to have you on set.
Thank you so much, Becky.
How are you doing?
So great.
Oh, great
Thank
to have
so
you.
Yeah.
Let's look at the stories for today. We're moving into River State. I think River State is now coming up again. It's been silent for a while now. Like since our governor resumed, it's been really silent. Okay. The House representing the House during its 37th legislative session yesterday on Wednesday said its decision was in appreciation of the numerous federal government projects attracted under the Tinubu administration.
Yes.
Like the River State House of Assembly has unanimously endorsed President Bola Tinubu for second term. Okay, so the endorsement was contained in a motion signed by 26 members and read at a plenary by the House of Assembly. The House leader, Mr. Major Jack Akukutoro, and the members recalled the role the president played during the intensive political crisis, are we going to say a few months ago? A few months ago, describing it as a fatherly intervention. And then the Speaker, Martins Amewule Obiakpo, described Tinubu as a compassionate father committed to repositioning the country on the path of growth. And I think as well, they appreciated, the FCT minister.
Yes, the FCT, Wiki, over intervention and participation on the emergency. You see, I wouldn't want to use an harsh word, but I would just have to conjure myself on this aspect.
Okay.
I think if you look at this, it's not really telling well right now on the State House of Assembly in the sense that they are, trying to show appreciation to the intervention of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu concerning the political issues that result to emergency ruling in the state. Fine, I agree with that. But on the other hand, what are the House of Reps do? What are their major obligations? What are their responsibility? Even in this crucial time we are in this country, most especially in Port Harcourt. I think this is the time where they ought to have, commence some investigation on tragedy things happening in the states. We were talking about election that will be taking place in 2027. We've not even gone into 2026, just 3 weeks away to 2026, and they started their campaign rally. It's uncalled for. Someone will want to say this is a lost priority. That is, you should be focused on what you were put there for. Campaign is not even, this is not the time, the campaign is still years ahead. Why trying to, there was in the news yesterday where 5 students were abducted in the University of Port Harcourt. I urge the speakers to have, investigated on that issue, deliberate on that. That was the supposed news I was hoping to hear from them this morning, rather than trying to bring out vehicles, painting the political party banners of a rally, of a campaign at this crucial time. You understand? Okay, they accused the they accused the governor of River State, Fubara, of not concentrating on infrastructure of schools, despite 6 billion naira that was left behind by the former military. We were talking about IBAS, and they accused the governor of not doing the needful in terms of schooling, and also not giving employing more teachers. So they said, why not them deliberate more on that rather than going for campaign? This, like I will say again, is a lost priority. Come on, we should know what we are up to and take our responsibility, rather than doing what is not necessary for now. You understand? So this is at this crucial time. This is not the time where we will be campaigning. Showing appreciation is not a bad thing, but rather we should also stick to what they were placed in those in those positions and in those seats for, rather than taking up a campaign agenda that is meant for 2027. So I think and the worst part of it, the question is even the state governor, is he even aware? Is he conniving with these speakers, these 27 speakers on this particular agenda? I think the answer is no. So it's an unfortunate thing. It's uncalled for. It is uncalled for. So I urge the speakers to really do the needful at this crucial time, rather than trying to kick off a campaign that is meant for 2027.
Thank you so much. The Senate has confirmed the nomination of a former Chief of Defense Staff, CDS, General Christopher Musa, as the Minister of Defense. During the screening, the ex-military officer said one of the first things he would do is to probe the alleged withdrawal of the troops, insisting that the military is not known for cowardice. How do you think the new Minister of Defense appointed to improve security in Nigeria?
Well, Christopher Musa, the former Chief of Defense Staff, who retired from that position and now given the Minister of Defense. Well, he spoke from his statements in the Senate House yesterday. I was able to pick out some, words which he assured Nigeria. You understand? Now, the question is fine. He has really brought out his emphasis, and he has really also ensured Nigeria of so many things, which is good. Anyone, just like you are going for an examination, definitely you need some, some things you have to place down for you to get your credit, which he has done. Now the question is this: we must accept the fact that being a Chief of Defense Staff is the highest. That is the highest position in terms of military, or being a uniform position given to anyone, even that of the minister, being a Minister of Defense. Let's agree in that fact. Now, when he was the Chief of Defense Staff, Becky, now he has he said he will. One of his promises was to take all army, that is the militaries, from all checkpoints of Nigeria and replace them with police and other security agencies, so that the armies will go to the forest and tackle the insurgencies happening. And he also gave assurance to farmers that all farmers will go back to their basic farm and continue their duties, rather than running away from bandits and all of that, terrorizing them, because food is one of the priorities of Nigeria. That we can't have, if you don't have food to eat, he measure that. He also talked about recruiting more personnel into the armed forces, and listed the number of recruitments which usually take place yearly. Now, when he was in Chief of Armed Forces, the question is, what was, why didn't you carry out this task? It was under your watch as a Chief of Defense, as most of these propagandas, most of these critical things happening right now, under your watch as the Chief of Defense Staff occurred. Why did you take this measure? One would want to say that, bringing him back, that is Christopher Musa, under the Minister of Defense, is a kind of arrangement. A lot of Nigerians want to think that way.
Allegedly, you won't say.
Okay, allegedly, yes, that is what I used. That is why I said I wouldn't want to be the one to emphasize on that. But if you look at it, it seems.
So you feel he's not fit for the position, or
there are other generals out there. Why picking him? He has retired.
He's already in the force. He's already retired. Yes.
Becky,
so somebody with experience. We needed someone who had experience.
So are we through? Is it that the federal government don't? At least there are other generals out there in other states. There are generals even in the FCT. There are a lot of generals. Why him? Fine, just as you said, he has experience. I agree with that. He has. So are you trying to say, or are there generals out there who don't also have experience to be given this position? He
has given us his words, so we, hopefully we expect to see that.
Becky,
insecurity.
I believe when he was coming in as the Chief of Defense Staff, he also gave most word. Then why has Nigeria not? That is the question we'll be asking ourselves. Why are Nigerians hasn't gotten a better result based on his previous promise? Now he has made another one. Now the question is, how sure are we that these promises Nigerians are going to benefit from it? How sure are the farmers who have been terrorized and driven away from their various respective farms to help Nigeria eat well? How sure are they? What assurance do they have in going back to the farm without chaos, without problem, without fear?
Okay,
you understand? How sure is Nigerians to have that foolproof that yes, we are fully defended by our militaries, going to all banditry dean to tackle these people, just as he has claimed. He said yes, they will all have to go to the forest, to the war front, and make sure that these people are kicked out of the country. What assurance do we have? Even when he was in that position, did he make these measures? So this is what we should. Even the Senate, who has appointed, who has approved him, they also would have asked him these questions, bring back his past history when he was in the position of Chief of Defense Staff. But nevertheless, it's just with those statements, with those promises he has made, let Nigeria hope, and let us see if they will all be forfeited. Yes, there will be a change. That is what I urge Nigeria. Let us sit back and relax. Probably for those who have confidence in him, should give him give him that confidence. And also, because right now, me, I in fact, I don't just know what to say. But
thank you so much.
Nevertheless, let us just hope for the better.
Thank you so much. It's still the show Citizens Dialogue on First Nestis Patako. Still here on set with me is Kings Ojado. I am Becky Usoro. Let's go for a short break. Please stay with us. Welcome back to the show, Citizens Dialogue on First Nestis Patako. I am Becky Usoro. Thanks for staying with us. The administration of President Donald Trump has announced visa restrictions targeting Nigerians involved in funding or supporting genocide against Christians in the country. The United States Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, made the announcement in a post on his official X account yesterday. According to the post, the visa policy applies to Nigerian as well as other governments or individuals implicated in the alleged massacre of Nigerian Christians. The visa policy applies to Nigeria and other government or individuals that persecute people for their religious belief. I know this is a story you like.
Well, first of all, I will commend the U.S. president. I think these are measures that will be taken to be able to tackle and be able to stop the menace happening in the country. Nevertheless, I think in his first tenure as a president, that is President Donald Trump, he took an action similar to this. That is giving a visa restriction ban to Nigeria. Not just this one is coming in the form of those sponsoring bandits and terrorism in the country, restricting them from coming into the United States and all that. Yes, that was then, it affected the whole of Nigeria. Now, this one I think is a measure because he made sure that Nigeria is being placed in the CPC list. Now it's a good one. But I ought the president of the United States, would have helped Nigerians, fish out or mention those. These are emphasis that we're raising up. Even the Nigeria Senate also emphasize on this, that those who are sponsoring bandits, involved in banditry and all of that, to be mentioned. You understand? That was all I was expecting. How
they know?
That is the thing. But them now restricting. Who are those? Are they restricted? That is the questions Nigerians are asking. You understand? Who are those? Are they are restricting? Nigerians want to really know these people. Fine, we might not have the power to say okay, tackling them and all of that, but it will be more better. They are being exposed. You understand? Because these people, they are being bound by the United States. Definitely, they will have access to other countries to do whatever they want to do. Yes. And further measures should also be taken whereby their accounts should be frozen. And again, they should be delegates, even in that United States, trying to track them from various allies. You understand? Countries like France, because they are not kids, they are not babies. Even if the United States restrict them, what about other countries? Is the only United States of America that's the only developed or strongest country in the world? No. United Emirates is there, the Chinese is there, name all advanced countries, so they can play with and do.
So such development is welcomed.
You said?
Such development is welcomed.
Of course it is. So it's a good one for the of the United States of America, but the thing is that it will be more better and it will be more polite if those perpetrators, if those people are being brought to book, are being exposed, so that the menace and the terrible situations happening in Nigeria will come to an end. You understand? Because Nigeria right now are not the only country. I could state some countries also that fall into this list. I think we have the Eritreas, we have the I think also I think Congo, so on and so forth. But the most important thing for us to be relieved from this menace of United States of America banning us is for those people to be exposed. They should be dealt with, so that Nigeria, we gain, a good name once more.
Thank you so much, Jalo. It's a pleasure having you on set all the time.
Thank you very much, Becky.
Thanks, everyone. That's our show for today, Citizens Dialogue on First Nestis Port Harcourt. I remain your humble host, Becky Usoro. Many thanks for watching. Bye for now.